Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. DCS should be coming up here momentarily. There it is. Welcome to SATEL 2020, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. We are here. I am your host, as always, Moltar, and we have first-person cameras coming today. Load, damn it. Load! There we go. There is Toro Chippy, and then we've got Toro Mustang. This is round one. They are who we are going to be riding along with. I know Mustang's kind of looking off the top of his... No, he's paused. Oh, no. Oh, no! What have I done? It worked last time. There we go. Okay, they're unpaused now. So let's let them catch up. But we got first-person cameras today. Evidently, my auto hotkey scripts don't like to work on the F-18s. But, you know, we'll get it to work. Tomcats should be representing for Golden Crown. So I thought it fitting to showcase the Heat Blur This Means War video. It just felt right. Because Alpha Whiskey's Supercut wasn't working. He was having some issues with updating his version. So we decided to run that. There we go. These guys should be going. There is the get-go bell. So let's see who's flying. Let's take a look at Toro Squadron first. They're being led by Fur 108, then Castoy, followed by Chippy. And then further on back there is... Who's back here? Who's back here? That is Reese Caparzo, the fan video man himself. I think he's doing a lot of work for ED as of late. And then we've got Mustang. And who is back here? Aspar, I think, is the last one back here. Yeah, Mustang and Asper are the last two back here. And then if we jump over and take a look at Golden Crown, we have Fuji and Dave in their F-18s to start. Then we have Grippin and Rhino. Fur 01 is back there in another 14. And then Alley Cat is in a 14. So 2 18s and 4 14s for Golden Crown. And then I think it was, what did Toro Squadron have? Toro Squadron has 3 18s. 5 18s, I think, and 1 16. So lots of 18s and lots of 14s. Lots of Hornets and lots of Tomcats. And this was the view I was looking at to get the stuff. Now, there is snow. So I think this was a different version, and something happened. They were playing on a different server. Nothing should have affected anything, but there is snow today. So we got that going. Got that going for us. Let's go to quad view because, you know, we got first-person cameras today. So why not? Hopefully they work. Hopefully nothing breaks. Hopefully nothing breaks. I'm hopeful. Again, Mustang and Chippy are your first-person cameras on camera 3 and 4. Chippy is on camera 3, and Mustang is on camera 4. They are both in Hornets. Mustang has not departed yet. He is still on the ground. And I'm going to make sure that Mustang is still on the ground. Yes. Okay. Yes, he is actually still on the ground. So here's Mustang's external view. But how is everybody doing today? I'm happy we're bringing more and more first-person cameras into this. It makes me happy. It just gets me all warm and fuzzy inside. It's a nice feeling. I like it. The more and more we can add, the less work Moltar has to do with the cameras. It's just going to be nice. It's just going to be nice. I will admit, I am hopeful that my stream doesn't fuck up today because I'm having problems with one of my hard drives is like throwing IO errors, so hopefully it doesn't take Windows down with it. Seems to be okay right now for the moment. If I all of a sudden disappear, just say rest in pepperonis, Moltar's PC, hard drive failure, and hopefully I'll be able to get it back after restart. I like seeing how many people are in VR gang with these cams too. Yeah. Is Chippy in VR? Is that why he's so zoomed out? Is that what that is? Schmitty? I have no idea. I don't fly in VR. No clue at all. As always, we have our handy-dandy TAC view. If you guys aren't familiar with how we do TAC view around here, if you have TAC view advanced, you can ask Streamlabs bot. You can say !TAC view. Streamlabs, give me the info. And he will give you the info. It's a little loud. And he will give you the info for real-time telemetry that you can ride along with in your own TacView Advanced copy. If you don't have TacView Advanced, buy it. It's worth it. Totally worth it. I mean, you're looking at TacView Advanced right now. It gives you all kinds of telemetry data. This is real-time TacView that is being pulled out of the tracks as we replay this stuff. So it's awesome. And you guys, if you have TacView Advanced, can hook in to Moltar's local network over the port and IP information that the Streamlabs bot gives you, and you can drive your own camera. You can move it around wherever you want. In real time, it syncs with whatever I'm doing in the track. So if I pause it, TacView pauses for you. You can rewind and rewatch things. If you so wish, you can zoom in anywhere. So again, if you have TacView, but don't have TacView Advanced, buy it. If you have TacView Advanced already, ask Streamlabs bot for the info and get in here. Check out real-time telemetry brought to you by TacView. I'm really excited about these first-person views. I hope to God they don't break. I like the lateral views. You mean like sideways? I do too, but they're hard to drive. It's just tough. So I just try and keep it top down. I think it provides more situational awareness at a quick glance than side view does. But maybe that's just me. And I have no idea if that's actually what you meant. Madman Onion Ring, I am having a great Thursday so far. It's only 10 o'clock in the morning, so not much can get screwed up as of yet. We're going to fast forward because this is a long ingress. So I am going to fast forward here because this is a long way, and I don't want to have to wait. I'm trying to compact these streams, so I feel like waiting 20-some minutes for the ingress to happen just doesn't make a lot of sense. We're going to fast forward and see what we can get. Bypass a lot of this ingress and head into Bullseye because, you know, we've all seen it. We've all seen it a million times. It is something that is part of Saytal, but us as viewers, we don't need to watch it. We have the blessing of watching these things from tracks. So we have fast forward at our fingertips. And I will slow this down as we get closer and closer to Bullseye, or as a missile comes off the rail. Golden Crown is in the south. Toro is up north. Mustang and Chippy did finally take... Not Chippy. Who was that? Castoy? I don't know who departed with Mustang. Asper? I think it was Asper that departed with Mustang. All right, let's slow this down. You did not slow down. There we go. You going to slow down? No, you're not. I'm going to pause it. Okay. Now I'm going to slow it down. 36, 35. These guys are a little bit ahead. So we're going to play these. Pause those. Just trying to get everything synced up. There we go. And we are closer, so we are going to hit play and see what happens here. Boom, boom, boom. We are rocking. So Toro Squadron is much closer to Bullseye right now than Golden Crown is. Golden Crown had a delayed departure. They waited coming off of the runway. I'm not sure why. We do have that 20-minute rule now where if... Not if. There's a countdown timer as soon as somebody loads into the server. After 20 minutes expires, you are free to take off, regardless if the other team is ready to go or not. And then we put that rule in, if anybody that doesn't know, because some teams were taking like an hour to get ready for a round, and that's not fair to people. So we put this rule in, forces people to be ready, and if you're not ready, you know, you can take off later. You just risk losing the round because if the other team controls Bullseye for 5 minutes, you lose. These missiles keep asking, can you hear me now? You know, you probably have a pretty good time of hearing if the missile is in the cockpit with the opponent. When you're that close, things get pretty loud. Let's see, Mustang. I'm just going to try and ride along with Mustang for a minute and make sure that when he turns or launches a missile, hopefully we can see it. I'm going to put Chippy actually on the other one Here's Chippy. So when these guys turn, yes, they're synced. All right, so that's good. So Chippy turned in externally, turned his cockpit. Great. So we know those are working. They're not screwed up as of yet. Haven't seen Mustang do anything. I'm hoping that his track is going to be okay too. We'll find out here in just a second, or in a minute, if Mustang ever turns. He's way further back than the lead 4-ship for Toro Squadron. Fuji is just out here by himself. I'm a little worried about Fuji. He's just cruising all by himself, all alone. All alone. Isolated. How far away is Fuji from his wing? 26 miles. Now, maybe Fuji took off early because GC was a little bit behind, and they wanted to get somebody in the bubble to make it so that Toro couldn't win off of controlling the bubble alone without opposition in it for 5 minutes. That's entirely possible. So I just hope that Fuji doesn't ingress too far by himself and get gangbanged by the Toro Squadron and turn into a 6v1. You know, him sitting alone on his couch with all the F-18 standing behind it in their boxers. That could be bad. Could be very bad. But I'm very excited that the tracks seem to be working. Oh, man. You guys are in for a show. I looked at a little bit of the tack views, and we don't have any GC personal tracks because I don't have them, or I lost them. I probably lost them. So that's why we're seeing Toro only. But this is a good round. It's a good match, I should say. How many miles is the Bullseye bubble? It's usually in a map about this size, 90 to 100 nautical miles across. So a radius of about 50 miles. They're not small. But the reason those bubbles exist is so that you don't have guys, you know, taking off from Kobuleti and then flying all the way up to Mozdok and just turning this into a fuel game. That's not fun. And it's not fun for the viewers to watch. It's not fun to compete. It's not fun to watch. And I don't think it's very sporting. So that's why the bubble exists if anybody is new and has any questions about it. But Fuji still heavily isolated on his own. Tanks coming off a Mustang. Let's actually, we know those tracks are synced up, so let's get off a Mustang. Let's go to Fuji. So here's Fuji, all by himself. Get rid of Mustang's face, or Moltar's face, because nobody wants to see that. Fuji's now breaking away. He maybe just be trying to bait some shots, but both teams being very disciplined. Golden Crown not unleashing the telephone poles at distance, which is, oh, there's I spoke too soon. There is an AIM 54 coming through the bottom of the TAC view screen. How close do you have to be to Bullseye is the better question. You have to be inside the bubble, and the bubble is, Bullseye's in the center, and then it's a radius outside of, from Bullseye out, and it's about 50 nautical miles. Thinks what's going on, team deathmatch, 6v6, squadron on squadron action is what's happening. Fuji, no, that's not Fuji. That's the AIM 54 just past him. That was launched from one of his friendlies back here. I'm going to assume it came from Challenger. But now Fuji coming in close against Fur. So Fur is, get my stuff here figured out. Fur launches this AIM 120. Here's the AIM 120 going to split view. Fuji now defending, jettisons a tank. And here comes the 120 tracking him inside 2 miles, under 1,000 knots. This shouldn't be a threat to him, but we'll have to see. Dump some countermeasures. Looks like he's able to defeat it visually. Missile's not really tracking him anymore, and it's going to become a fish, or attempt to be a fish, but it blows up when it hits the water. So great defensive flying by Fuji. Now moving back to TAC view so we can keep an overall view of what's going on. That AIM 54 trash. This is a weapon restriction, which means Mark 60s are available and the AIM 120 Charlie. We should not be seeing people firing 54 Charlies or Mark 47s or 120Bs. It should be 120 Charlies and Mark 60s because they're just better. I mean, people can take the worst missiles, but would you? You're at a disadvantage if you do that, so I wouldn't, personally. But Fuji carrying on being aggressive, so let's go back to him. He's carrying on being aggressive, which I like. You know, if you're not aggressive, nothing's going to happen. Toro being much more patient. However, the thing we need to realize is Toro was much earlier to the bubble. So Toro is effectively right over Bullseye right now. If you look at where their team is, GC is much further south for the most part. So Toro has the ability to be patient and not be aggressive, whereas GC needs to press in there so that they don't get pushed towards the wall of the bubble or out of the bubble. Because for those of you that are new, if you get pushed out of the bubble, you cannot re-enter. And if you do re-enter, you blow up. So 120 and Mark 60 is now being exchanged between Rhino and Mustang. Both of those AIM 54s look like they're on Aspar. Rhino turns around and unsupports those. Aspar is here. Is he going to get hit by that AIM 54? Where is it? I don't see him. There they are. Inside 2 miles. Looks like he was able to defeat those using countermeasures. Is there one close to him? No, those are them. So he gets away from those okay. No problem for him. I was a little worried about his positioning, but let's pause here. Okay, because we need to take a look at what's going over here to the south, and I don't want to miss anything. And this is the advantage that we have with tracks, is we can pause. So Fuji, the aggressive man himself, getting in here with Fur. 120's being launched between both of them. How far away are these guys from each other? 5 miles. But both are defending aggressively. Fuji, he's pretty slow. Mach 0.6. So let's grab him. Here is Fuji. We've seen him before. We're going to hit play now. Is he going to be able to get away from those? In that incoming threat. Where is it? It's somewhere back there. Somewhere. There it is. 0.4 miles. Is it going to run out of juice? He's doing a serpentine. Good job on him to bleed that thing out of its last bit of get up and go, and he does. Fuji able to survive. Great flying by him, recognizing if I don't do something kinematically, this missile is going to reach out and touch me in the no-no. So he does a little bit of a serpentine. I like it, and he's able to get away from it. Great flying by him. And then he goes right back into it, recognizes, hey, I've defeated that missile. I'm going to turn back in here and carry him on my aggression. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Great job by Fuji. Mustang now here. Let's jump to his point of view. We can't see because he's looking at his systems, but Mustang is coming in from the left, from the west. Can he do something? Looks like he's sorting people, sorting on Challenger and Fur. Fuji may be coming in and trying to make something happen on him. But when I say Fur, it's Ferry 01. But Mustang is the lead contact for Toro. His position, he's got 3 pilots to his 10 o'clock and 3 pilots to his 3 o'clock. He is being the aggressive pilot for Toro Squadron. Fuji is the aggressive pilot for Golden Crown. But Mustang is isolated. Mustang is by himself by about 10 miles. Now, he does have a friendly, Reese Caparzo, out totally opposite of him in this Q-ship from Ferry and Challenger. Are they going to be able to sandwich somebody in here? Mustang. Who's he sorted on? Is he on Challenger? I can't tell. Zooming in here. Looks like he's on Challenger. He is sorting and following Challenger. He's got him in radar. He has him locked. They are separated by 8 miles. Fuji now, meanwhile, going back to TAC view for a second, is now defending an incoming 120. Fuji, right here, is now being driven right back into Mustang. Mustang is getting in deep. Mustang is launching on a couple people. He's launched onto Challenger and Ferry 01. I think they're both going to be able to out-energy those missiles that he's launched. I think Ferry... No, Ferry gets taken down. So Mustang able to take Ferry down. Well done there. Now Mustang continuing his conquest, not even turning around. Now he's coming in hot onto Challenger. Challenger is... Let's grab Challenger. Challenger has recommitted back into into Mustang. Here's Challenger's point of view. Let's go to Mustang, see if we can see him. He's head on. Missile just launched by Mustang. Now flipping over to Challenger. Challenger now trying to break away, getting away from these incoming missiles. Where is it? It's really close. There it is, half mile. This is going to be a base mile as he tries to climb, but that is not going to work. And Mustang gets 2 quick kills. Count them, 1, 2 quick kills. And then Fuji gets taken down. Fuji gets taken out by Chippy over to the right. So things went from we're in a 6v6 to losing 3 pilots in the span of 45 seconds. What happened? No. Oh, no. Golden Crown went from being dead even to only having this 3-ship up here. Disastrous change of events for Golden Crown. They have Rhino, Griffin, and Dave remaining, and then you have Aspar, Castoy, Fur, Reese Caparzo, Chippy, and Mustang, the full 6-ship for Toro Squadron. Dave GT indeed wrecked. Wrecked is what just happened. Mustang got 2 quick kills inside of, how fast were those? Inside of 40 seconds. We missed Ferry. Ferry got taken down. We saw him on TAC View. I mean, we were riding along with Mustangs. So we kind of saw it. And then Challenger got taken down. And then Fuji got taken down on his incursion with Chippy. And I don't know what happened there, so let's back up. Fuji initially was, we're looking at this engagement, was launched on by Reese Caparzo. And then I guess recognizes that missile's out of juice and then turns straight into Chippy. So these guys are being very, very aggressive. They're recognizing when missiles are out of juice or trashed or dead and then recommitting. But this we talk about a lot. We talk about this scenario where if you're cold to a bandit and that bandit is close to you, recommitting into him is almost 100% assured destruction, meaning you are probably going to die if you try and do exactly what Fuji is doing. So he recommits, tries to come into Chippy. He's trying to recommit into a bandit that is 4.5 miles away from him. That's just recipe for death. He has to come 180 degrees while his adversary has to do nothing. Nothing. So all Chippy's going to do as soon as he sees that nose come around, launch a 120. And there it is. So Fuji then has to immediately defend. But by this point, he is in such a poor position, his only out is to notch. And he doesn't do that. He tries to out-energy a missile in a panic at half a Mach. And I don't know if you guys know this, but that's probably not going to happen. Probably not going to happen. And Mago brings up a good point. Well, he could try to notch until the merge. Absolutely. But you have to commit to the notch. And more often than not, let's say 90% of the time, hell, 95% of the time, these guys are not committing to a notch. Panic sets in, which is, I understand panic setting in. You've got a missile coming in at you, launched from inside 5 miles. I would panic. So he panics and tries to out-energy it, and it flies right up his pooper, and he gets taken down. Chippy gets a great kill, recognizes that Fuji was recommitting, launches 120, takes him out. Mustang, though, gets those 2 quick kills. Not much to say here. He gets one from Challenger. He just tried to defend too late, and then Ferry got in too deep, and he gets taken down. So great couple kills. Challenger does the same thing Fuji does. Same thing. Recommits into a close bandit. Mustang puts a missile on him. I mean, Mustang's lucky that Challenger didn't launch on him, but Mustang puts a missile on him, and Challenger's too close to be able to do anything. His only out there, notch. Got to trust that notch, ladies and gentlemen. And Challenger did not, and he gets taken out. So let's move the TAC view back to real time. We are going to go back to hitting play. Just trying to get some stuff set up. Okay, here we go. moving the cameras around. All right, so we have a 3-ship remaining. Oh, 3-ship remaining for Golden Crown. 6. Count them, 6 for Toro Squadron. They have no mutual support. Well, who has no mutual support? I mean, Golden Crown did. They were close together. Mustang definitely doesn't have mutual support. I mean, look how far away he is. He's 15 miles away from his nearest comrade. He definitely doesn't have mutual support. So he's in rough shape. But let's take a look at Mustang because he's, I think, the man to watch here. He's flying low. Weeds. He's got spray coming out, I would assume, from the back of his jet. He's trying to make something happen. Coming in very low. Now, reminder, there is no AWACS here, so low flying like this can work if you're masking from the AWACS. Or there is no AWACS. So if they don't see you, right, you're invisible, essentially. So he's trying to fly low because most people aren't going to scan low. They're going to scan medium and see what they can find. But he is just tunnel visioned onto Rhino right now. And here's Rhino. Rhino just be cruising, 7,000 feet. Mustang's coming in on his flank. Going back to Mustang. Mustang coming in on his flank, trying to make something happen. Rhino, saunter, cruising. Dave Grippin and himself just trying to get away, maybe to reset. Mustang continuing to close. He's like the Predator. He smells blood. 8 miles now. 7.5. He's getting closer. Rhino, how does he not recognize that this is bad? We can see in Mustang's view that he has him locked. Rhino has to recognize or be getting RWR lock warnings. He has to know. Why is he sauntering? He's being caught. 0.25 Mach right now. Mustang is catching him. Down to 5.5 miles. This is like Jaws. Nut. 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 No, I won't bore you guys with that. But Rhino is still getting caught, and Mustang still over just at Mach 1, now 4.5 miles away, and I guess he's going to either wait to see if Rhino tries to break into him or get him where it's the missile, he can't outrun it. He has to get into a notch. But since Mustang is below him, we can flip over to Rhino's point of view. Here we go. We can see Mustang's jet back there behind him. And 120 coming off from Mustang. Rhino still is, he's defending now. He must know that the gig is up, but I don't think he gets away from this. He's trying to break away from that 120. 1 mile, coming in on half mile, and the fence pole connects, and Rhino gets taken down. That is the 3rd kill for Mustang. 3rd one. And let's jump back to his view because he is out here all by himself. Now coming in against Grippin. Here's Grippin recommitting. Mustang puts a missile out on him. Here's Mustang's point of view. Mustang's got a missile going on to Grippin. Grippin is now trying to defend. Where is it? It's going to be on his left. And Grippin gets it. That's the 4th kill for Mustang. Mustang got his first kill and then said, I'm not slowing down. Continued on his march, his rampage, and just made things happen for the Toro Squadron side. Now Dave is the last member of Golden Crown remaining. He is all alone. All alone. Let's check what Chippy's doing. So let's just go to quad view. Boom! All right, so Chippy just launched a missile onto Dave. Dave is trying to defend. Well, he doesn't really have to defend. Now we've got Mustang. We can jump to his view. He had AIM-9s. Now you can hear his AIM-9 tone going on because he's got Dave locked up. I'm going to assume Mustang doesn't have any 120s left. No, he doesn't. He just has the AIM-9s. That's why we're getting the tone from him. Chippy has... What does Chippy have? Chippy has 3 120s, and 2 AIM-9s. So Chippy's got some radar-guided missiles left. But Mustang and him are leading the charge. Coming in against Dave. Poor Dave. Poor Dave. Dave's in trouble. Dave here on camera 2 thought about recommitting against Mustang and Chippy. Then he broke away. 120 now, 1.5 miles away from his position. I think he's going to be able to get away from that one. Chippy broke away. Mustang continues on. But Mustang doesn't have any long pokey sticks left. He only has AIM-9s. But he is closing the gap slowly. He's 0.5 Mach faster than Dave. He does have to get really close. For a cold shot AIM-9, you really need to be like 1.5 miles. Otherwise, it probably won't catch him. Madman Onion Ring brings up the good point. At this rate, Dave will be pushed out of the bubble. That is very true. And he may be right up against it now. So he may be recommitting. Mustang, meanwhile. Oh, Mustang's breaking away. He may have lost. Nope. Did he? He may have lost lock. Or Castoy broke him off. So let's go to Castoy. Castoy is now the next hot contact. Castoy launches a 120. There it goes, 8 miles away from Dave. And Dave is now turning head on into this. Dave may be like, I don't care. This needs to end. Launches a 120 on Castoy. 1.5 miles, though. He needs to do something, and he's not getting away from this as it flies right into the fuselage of his aircraft. And Dave is no more as Dave's aircraft is in pieces, and it falls to the ocean surface and is now down with the fish. A sunken wreck. Toro Squadron dominates that round, and Dave says it right. No, Dave! As he gets taken down. Toro Squadron loses no one. No one. And eradicate the entire Golden Crown side. Man. Not a great start for Golden Crown. Not a great start at all. Fast forwarding. All right. These guys are RTB. What did you guys think of that round? Mustang obviously dominated. I mean, Mustang, 4 kills. 4 kills without turning around. And I honestly think he probably could have got Dave if he had better weapons management. But when you get 4 kills, I can't really question your weapons management. You did pretty well. Green or go home? Yes. You definitely need to be scanning the entire altitude range when you don't have AWACS. Totally true. GC needs to turn in for gold. In the gold for a lead crown. For a lead crown. Sorry. I think they did well. I think what cost them was the lack of situational awareness without AWACS. Mustang just took advantage of it, flew low, came in, snuck in, and got 4 quick kills. And AIM-120 wielders are going to have a much higher advantage in a no AWACS situation. And frankly, anything with PPLI is going to have a huge advantage. Tomcats don't do well without AWACS. So I'm not sure why we went that route of not having AWACS. That was a little interesting. But we're going home with Castoy. He regroups with everybody. We are on +10 as these guys RTB. They are almost back to a Napa up here. It's not a very good camera angle. Now turning finals for home, and I don't think they're going to have any issues making it back. No, everybody doing an overhead, and that should be it. Slow this down. Yeah, these guys are already putting down. So what's going to happen now, ladies and gentlemen, as Toro clinches out that round, is I'm going to send you guys now to the Supercut here in just a moment as I grab it from Alpha Whiskey. Uno momento, por favor. All right, so I'm going to send you guys to the Supercut. I'm going to get everything set up back for round 2. It may take me a little bit longer because we do have the first-person cameras, and they take a little bit longer to get ready to go. So there may be a little bit of a be right back screen, but when we get back and we're back in here, round 2 will be taken off between Golden Crown and Toro Squadron. Toro Squadron obliterates Golden Crown here in round 1. Will Golden Crown be able to come back? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I took the liberty to fast forward a little bit so we could get through the takeoff and stuff because this is a long ingress. So I fast forwarded. We do have first-person cockpits again. We are with Reese Caparza right now in his F-16, and then we have Chippy over here in another Hornet. We saw Chippy last round. Thought we'd give him another go here in round 2. So Reese Caparza is the new one. Those are the 2 first-person cameras we got going right now. We will have more and more first-person cameras going as the season continues to come to a close. We've got many more coming from rounds in January. That's when teams were required to submit them to a Google Drive repo, so it should help quite a bit. It is nice to see these guys with head movements. It's really cool to be able to ride along with them in the cockpit. Not always great for seeing where the missiles go and stuff, but, you know, it's fun to be able to ride along with them. But that's why we have third-person cameras. That's good quad. So we can see everybody. So when people are zoomed out like this, does that typically mean they're in VR? Is that typically what it is? When we see tracks like that, like on Chippies? I'm assuming they don't fly like this. I see that rocking, so I'm assuming that's VR too. At least that's my prediction, anyway. Somebody's getting locked up. Sounds like it's Reese Caparzo. Mustang says VR tracks are usually low zoom and jittery. Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense to me. Are we going to see Golden Crown make better use of the Phoenix? The telephone pole's got some range. Ideal range and launch parameters for it, under 20 miles. If you can catch somebody sleeping at altitude, under 20 miles, telephone pole, that MK60, it's going to make them have a bad day. Bad day. So will they be able to utilize that better? They didn't in round 1. Hell, Mustang just single-handedly wiped the floor with them in round 1, getting 4 kills. Can Golden Crown come back from that? That's a steep one. That's a steep one. I'm worried about the morale. Very worried. But they are doing better on Bullseye. They're in a much better position. I think Bullseye played a huge role in their downfall in round 1. They got pushed to the edge of the bubble. Toro Squadron was in a much better position. They could run back to the mountains to hide if they need to, or trash missiles. Golden Crown was over the water, completely exposed. That's a rough place to be in, right? Bubble edge, risk of getting pushed out, totally separated, nowhere to hide, while your opponent has all of the room to maneuver. They have, Griffin just launched a Phoenix. There it goes. Your opponent has all the room to maneuver and places to hide. That's a bad place to be. Give the telephone pole the extra go. Yeah, you definitely want to be over Mach 1. Hell, to give it the best parameters, you want to be up at like 40,000 feet, Mach 1.5. That thing will eat face if you launch it from those parameters. But you expose yourself a little bit more. So we'll just have to see. Let's grab that Phoenix. Came from Grippin. Here she blows. Get rid of my mug. And that Phoenix is ingressing on, can't tell, but it looks like it is on Rhys Caparzo. Here's Rhys as he defends, diving to the deck. I like being able to see him defend and hear the cockpit warnings and stuff. That is cool. I love that. I'm so happy we were able to make this work. So happy. Now when we can get all of them up there, oh man. New game it will be. Let's see where that Phoenix is now. Back to the Phoenix. She's trash. She's under Mach 2. She's not going to be able to catch anybody as she's got a long way to go to catch up to anyone. So, missile is done. Dunzo. But Grippen's still being aggressive. Fuji still being majorly aggressive here. Fuji again leading the way for Golden Crown. Another Mark 60 coming off from Grippen. There it goes. Taken off. 1.5 miles away from Grippen's aircraft now. That one looks like it's on the two-ship of Aspar and Mustang. So going back to TAC view, we can see their two-ship down here. We can see the trajectory of that Phoenix. Looks like it's coming down here, or it may be taking lead pursuit onto Castoy. I really can't tell. But that missile's up at 27,000 feet, Mach 3.5. If they were up at 40,000 feet, that missile would be somewhere, you know, encroaching on Mach 5 before it started to decelerate. But GC as a whole being much more aggressive. Haven't seen any missiles come out from Toro Squadron yet. I like the whole team aggression this round as opposed to it just being Fuji from last round. So really like that mindset and that play out that's actually taking place. Grippen, though, staying on that two-ship of Aspar and Mustang down here to the south. Fuji coming up here on the northern two-ship looks like a Fur and Chippy. Nobody is sorted on the center two-ship of Rhys Caparzo and Castoy. I like that Toro Squadron's in these two ships for mutual support. GC, on the other hand, looks like they're more in singletons. I mean, we could call this a two-ship, call this a two-ship. Fuji and Grippen are kind of on their own. But Grippen and Fuji still being very, very aggressive. I think Grippen's going to be the one to pay attention to in here. So here is Grippen. He is sorted onto Aspar and Mustang. He may be trying to make Aspar and Mustang think that he doesn't see them. He's coming into their nose. Not sure what his game plan is right now. He's in a saunter. He's not in gate. Just cruising. He should have 2 Phoenixes left. Yep, 2 Phoenixes and 4 AIM-9s. How far away is he? Oh, crap. Let's pause that. I got a little bit ahead. This one's way ahead. Sorry, guys. Got to fix cameras. I pushed the wrong button. You're not missing anything. There we go. So Dave now Grippen looks like he may be recommitting. There we go. Now we're not evened up. What the hell happened? Why are you down at... Sometimes, Moltar, I wonder how you even function. Okay, we got it now. I fixed it. Sorry, had to fix some stuff. I think I got it. Monk dropping the gifted sub. Sorry, I missed that one. 2 of them. 1 to Edelstoff and 1 to Solo Wing. Thank you very much, brother. And then threw 100 bits at my face. All goes into the war chest of making the stream better. So we've got an AIM-54 coming in from the north. That thing's not a factor. Let's show you guys what's going on here. We use this pause to figure out what's going on. AIM-54 launched a long time ago. AIM-54 came from Dave or Rhino from the center, either on Castoy or Caparzo. Trash, not a problem. Then we've got this AIM-54 up here to the north. Looks like it's on Chippy. No, it's 120. Looks like it's on Chippy. That thing is from 10 miles, not a factor. So I still think the fight is here. 25-mile separation between Grippen and Mustang and Aspar. Grippen has all the advantage in this one. He's got the longer stick. He still has him on his jet. Let's go. So here we go. Riding along with Gripen. Head-to-head with Mustang and Aspar. There goes an AIM 54. We can see it come off his aircraft. There it goes. That means we need to switch to it. Because this, my good friends, is a very, very dangerous shot. Motoring away. Up through Mach 3. Mach 3.5 now. It is on Aspar. Let's go to split screen so we can see Aspar if he's going to defend. Aspar is at 4,000 feet. He may get caught with his pants down here, ladies and gentlemen. He is flying now head on into the missile. It's like flying in oncoming traffic into a dump truck. That thing is not going to stop. It is not something that you want to play chicken with. It is still 1,500 knots and cruising. Aspar now defending too late. Half mile, face mile, Aspar taken out. And he just didn't defend aggressively at all and gets taken down. Great shot by Gripen there. Great shot. Love it. Pursued in there. Didn't get in too deep. Launched at about the 20-mile mark right where that Phoenix is dangerous and takes Aspar down. Now he has this 2-ship up north of 3-ship, Challenger Dave and Rhino coming in to help him out. But Dave, what are you doing? Dave, why? Why are you launching on your friend? Dave put a 120 out onto Gripen. Not entirely sure why. Maybe he doesn't have his IFF on. That is concerning. Not sure why he did that. All right, back to TAC view. Let's see what's going on up north. Still a lot of separation up here to the north. Golden Crown's Fuji trying to make that things happening. It's Chippy and Fur. Ferry coming in from the west trying to help out. Now Rhino, I guess Rhino is trying to regroup with his compadres up here to the north. That's what it looks like. Or sorry, Gripen trying to regroup with his compadres, not Rhino, up here to the north. No, actually it looks like Gripen is recommitting in onto Mustang. Fuji now up here. Looks like he's making things happen against Chippy. Let's take a look at Chippy's cockpit. Chippy is defending an incoming 120 from Fuji. Meanwhile, Fur is a little bit further up to the north, defending a 120 from Fuji. Fuji's got to be in a rough state with his missiles. Who's Gripen launching on? Gripen's launching on somebody up north. That's interesting. He's dragging Mustang, which I don't necessarily mind. That's not bad. Fuji, again, continuing with the aggression. Good defensive flying from Fur and Chippy, though. Missiles have no chance of running them down. Great job there. Gripen's AIM 54 looks like it's tracking. We can see it up there in the TAC view bubble. Looks like it's tracking on Reese Caparzo. Now Dave and Challenger look to be coming in on Mustang. Mustang launches a 120 onto Gripen. Let's go back and take a look at Gripen's view because Mustang is back there trying to make something happen. There's that missile coming in onto Gripen. Dave looks like he's coming in to provide mutual support for Gripen on his dragged Bandit. Dave now launches a 120. That's a dangerous shot because it may pick up Gripen, and actually it is picking up Gripen. That 120 is on Gripen, and it's going to be coming from his left. There it is, 2.5 miles. This could be fratricide. This could be detrimental for Golden Crown. Half a mile now. 120's definitely tracking Gripen, and Gripen gets taken out. Dave, no! No! Gripen's engines are gone. Let's pause this. So Gripen gets the early kill and then gets taken down by his teammate. I guess Dave was grumpy that he didn't get the kill on Aspar and took Challenger down. That is a terrible change of events because GC, Golden Crown, has now equalized the playing field on their own for Toro Squadrons. Now 5v5. No, that is not good at all. Just trying to get my bearings here. Next fight I think we need to worry about is in here. We've got Rhino and Castoy. So let's switch over to them. We know Gripen's down. Castoy here on camera 1. We can see him. And let me give you guys an overall view of the battlefield. Castoy's there. Let's grab Rhino. We've got Rhino on camera too, so let's hit play now. Move that there. All right, so we're rolling. Rhino, Castoy on the left, Rhino on the right. Castoy trying to run Rhino down. Fuji now running away up north from Fur and Chippy, so we won't worry about their cockpit footage. Reese Caparzo now coming in with Castoy. Let's take a quick gander at what Reese is doing. He's just cruising. Now head on with Rhino. But Castoy actually looks like he's not sorted on anybody. And AIM 54 now coming off of Rhino onto Reese Caparzo. Reese Caparzo, who we're riding along with now. Here's Reese Caparzo. Sorry, that was actually Chippy. Here's Reese Caparzo. He's tracking that AIM 54. Great notch. Great notch. Tracking that missile. Gets into the notch. No problem. And now Castoy is coming in here on Rhino. Here is Castoy tracking down Rhino, trying to make something happen. Rhino, don't commit back into your adversary. AIM 120 now off from Castoy. Split screen now. Rhino is going to fly headlong into this 120. Castoy is now defending, and Rhino gets obliterated by Castoy. Great job by Castoy there. Oh, and then Castoy gets hit. Castoy gets taken down by Rhino. So from the grave, Rhino takes down Castoy. Pausing this, backing up, tack view. What happened? No, it wasn't Rhino. It was Challenger. Challenger took down Castoy off an AIM 54 from the south. Great shot from him. That missile was launched from inside 15 miles. Castoy had to notch that. So Castoy got tunnel visioned onto Rhino, right? Tunnel vision on him, got too close or didn't see the adversaries down here to the west. He should have had him on PPLI, but great shot from Challenger onto Castoy. Castoy takes down Rhino and then immediately gets plastered by this AIM 54 from Challenger. So he gets taken down. No, I was wrong again. It wasn't. It was an AIM 9. So Rhino got an AIM 9 off right before he died. I mean, as the missile hit, Rhino got one off. Pew! And takes down Castoy from the grave. So it wasn't the AIM 54. It was a sneaky deaky AIM 9 that was able to take down Castoy at the last moment. And now I'm worried about Mustang down here to the south. Mustang's in trouble. He's got this AIM 54. Let's grab it. So here's the AIM 54, and it is still under power, and it is barreling in on Mustang. So Mustang's view, let's grab it, is right here. And this is just a bad place to be. Mustang, we can see the contrail from the AIM 54, mile and a half away. This is just bad. This is bad news. He's not in a position to notch it right now. Challenger is 5.5 miles away. Could easily launch another missile. Let's hit play. Easily. Oh, he's not notching, and that thing's going to rampage up his bunghole, and Mustang takes it unlubricated and gets taken down. So Challenger gets a good shot off onto Castoy, then takes down Mustang. Great shot from him. Great job. Recognizing the advantages or the openings that he had there. Great shot, great job. What just happened? Challenger has now launched an AIM 54 onto a friendly. I guess he broke off immediately. Maybe he was trying to break lock, but that looks like it's going on Ferry. Here's the AIM 54. Still under power. Ferry is 4 miles ahead, and GC is killing themselves. If this hits, this will be terrible. Ferry now trying to break in front of it, but that's not going to do it, and he takes one right through the dome, through the canopy. Ferry gets taken down in a second fratricide from Golden Crown. So they've gone from being a pilot up to equalizing this at 3 apiece on their own. Check out what Reese Caparzo's here doing now. Reese Caparzo recommitting. He's got Fur friendly out in front of him. Let me zoom in here on the tack view so we can get a better view. So Reese Caparzo's right here on the tack view, being led by Fur. Fuji is the closest adversary. He's coming. Looks like Reese is sorted on Challenger. Here's Challenger, flying low on the water. I don't think Challenger has any AIM 54s left. No, he has 4 AIM 9s. No long boomsticks coming in. Back to Reese Caparzo. Reese is now solely on Challenger from the north. 120 now coming from Reese Caparzo. On to Challenger. Challenger needs to defend this. He is now defending. Where's the AIM 54? 5 miles away. Is he going to be able to out-energy this? It looks like it. He's breaking full cold now. Missile is 3 miles behind him. No! Challenger! Why are you breaking back into that? Oh, he notched it. Okay, he was able to get away from it. That missile flies harmlessly over his head. So Reese Caparzo now, meanwhile, is breaking back in. Head-to-head incursion unfolding between Reese Caparzo and Challenger. Reese Caparzo puts a 120 out off on the lock on a Challenger. Challenger gets the missile warning, doesn't have anything to respond with. On to Reese Caparzo. 120 mile away now. Challenger needs to notch it, but he's not. He's going to try to out-energy it, and that takes Challenger down. So GC on the back of their 2 fratricides has allowed Toro Squadron to come into this and take the lead. Toro Squadron is now up a pilot, 3-2. And we need to take a look at Dave. Pause. Okay, we need to take a look at Dave. Dave launching a 120 against Fur. So Fur is down low. Let me get split screen because I think this is split screen worthy. Fur is down low here. So here's Fur. And there's Dave. Split screen right at you. All right, let's hit play. See how this is going to go. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. So Fur launches a 120 on Dave. Fur needs to defend, and he doesn't. He just recommits into that 120 from Dave, and Dave takes him down. So now Dave is able to equalize the playing field at 2 pilots apiece. Chippy is now committed into Dave. So Chippy sees Dave off his nose. 120's being exchanged between the 2. And I think they're too close. Chippy! No! Chippy! Is he going to? No! Chippy gets taken down. So that ends in a trade. Pause again. So that ends up in a trade. And we are now down to a 1v1. Fuji against Reese Caparzo. And I need to undo Reese's camera because it got a little bit behind. Give me a second, guys. One moment. Okay. There we go. There we go. And there we go. Okay. So we're going to go to quad. So we've got Reese Caparzo's view in camera 3. I'm going to put Fuji on camera 1. Camera 3 is going to be Reese's external jet. There's Reese. And then camera 4 will give you guys the F-10 view. Actually, we'll do it like this. Okay. Zoom in here. So here we go. We're going to hit play. Here we go. All right, so we've got Fuji and Reese Caparzo in a 1v1 situation. They're not committed to each other. It's been... How long have they been fighting? They've been fighting for about 11 minutes. So fuel definitely could be a part of the equation here. They're now committing against one another. Fuji head-on with Reese Caparzo. 120 now launched from Reese Caparzo. Fuji full defend. Is that missile a threat? It's got potential. Well, no. Fuji is just going to outrun that. So 120. Would have liked to see Reese wait a bit longer. Reese still has a 120. The question is, does Reese have the fuel needed to be able to run Fuji down? And is Fuji going to commit into him? Reese is still trying to run him down. Fuji full cold. They are the only two pilots remaining. Next 120 coming from Reese Caparzo. That was launched from 6 miles. Not a huge fan of that missile. 1.5 miles in trail of Fuji's that 120. Excuse me, that's the dead one. Here's the onslaught one that's still got some juice left. 1.5 miles now. Coming up on 1 mile. Fuji, I think, recognizes that he's not going to have a problem getting away from it. Fuji does not have a 120. Yes, he does. He has 1 and 2 AIM-9s. But Reese Caparzo has no missiles left. He is out. And he has turned away. So is Fuji going to commit? Is Fuji going to try and make something happen? Fuji's got the AIM-120. He's still got a fuel tank. He needs to get rid of that. And he's got 2 AIM-9s. Reese Caparzo has nothing. He has his M61, and that is it. Fuji actually is not looking to recommit here. Are these guys just going to turn this into a fuel game? They're 7 miles apart and growing. Let me zoom in on the TAC view. 9 miles apart. Nobody looking to be hugely aggressive. Reese Caparzo has no weapons left outside of his gun. He is sold out. Nothing left. Question is, how much fuel do these guys have left? Fuji now looking to be aggressive, trying to make something happen, or at least that's what it looks like. He's down to 0.7 Mach, 1,000 feet. Reese Caparzo's full cold, 0.9 Mach, 700 feet. Sorry, 7,000 feet. $12 miles now separate these guys because Reese Caparzo is just running away from Fuji. I guess Reese is going to try to turn this into a fuel game. Are we going to see a gunfight? I don't know. I would like it to end in a gunfight, but I have a feeling this is going to turn into a fuel game. So let's fast forward here, because these guys are just running away from each other. 13 miles now separate these guys. And Reese Caparzo, it looks like, is just keeping his distance. Staying cold to Fuji. Fuji's trying to catch up, but I don't think Fuji has the fuel left to try and make this a fight, and Fuji has now broken away. So this is going to be a full-on fuel game. Who is going to be able to out-fuel the other? Oh, nope. We may be seeing something. Looks like they've recommitted into each other. Had to pause the first-person cameras. It got a little bit ahead, so it's just catching up. There we go. Now we're back on track. So they've turned back into each other, but are still 11 miles apart, and neither wants to be overly aggressive. Reminder, Fuji still has weapons left. So Fuji still has a 120 and 2 AIM-9s. Meanwhile, Reese Caparzo, has nothing. Reese is now down to 0.4 Mach, so he's really got to be hurting on the fuel. Still, nobody looking to fight here. Let's go back to fast forwarding. So you guys are betting on the F-18, huh? The F-16's fuel efficient. We just don't know how much fuel was left. Fuji needs to jettison his tank. Thought these guys were going to commit, but they both broke away. Nobody wants to get into this. Both down to half a Mach. Fuji's now up to 0.7. So Reese Caparzo's doing a better job of managing his fuel state, staying right around half a Mach. Fuji bounces up, now recognizes that he needed to get rid of that tank. These guys are just continuing to run away from each other. Now I think it's definitely a fuel game. We're going to increase the speed here and continue this because I don't want to sit around for however long this is going to take. Maybe he still had fuel left in the tank. That's a possibility, but keeping a fuel tank on this long, you're decreasing your efficiency by so much. You should use those fuel tanks early and then use your internals for late. Now everybody's full cold, just going back to bubble edge, it looks like, to try and shorten the route back to base. Still nobody wanted to ingress. This is definitely a fuel game. And Fuji is very, very slow. Fuji's down to like 0.25 Mach. Yeah, Fuji, I think, is about ready to run out of fuel. He's getting low, keeping an engine RPM at 73%, still decelerating, flaps are down. Yeah, Fuji's going to go into the drink here really soon. There go a couple aim 9s. Fuji's out of fuel, trying to lighten the load. Needed to jettison that tank earlier. And I think this is going to come down to whether Reese Caparzo is going to be able to make it home. Fuji's still at 80% engine RPM. Trying to stay in the air for as long as possible. And there goes his fuel. He's going to go in the drink because the F-18 doesn't glide at all. At all. So now, let's go to Reese's view and see if he's able to make it home. Reese has to... How far does Reese have to fly? So this is Coboletti. He's got 100 miles. Is he going to be able to make it? Yeah, his fuel gauge is low. I don't think it's empty, though. Slow this down. I can't see it. Can you guys see it? I'm actually going to go to, we're going to grab control of his. Well, I actually can't. So we're just going to see if he makes it home. They did waste a lot of time low altitude, but Hawk, you got to remember, they didn't know if the other guy had fuel or not. So you can't just go up to high altitude when you don't have a lot of fuel and hope that the other guy has less than you. I think they were just trying to play hide and seek, and that was the decision that they both made. Frankly, they're both lucky that the other one decided to do the same thing. So it looks like he's actually going to be able to make it home. There's Coboletti. He's got his brakes out. Is he going for overhead? Yeah, he is. So he's got the fuel to do an overhead. Fast forward through this. I think he's got it. I think he's got this. Coming on to base. Fur, that's correct. You don't have to wait 5 minutes because you control the bubble. If everybody's dead. And they don't have anybody. Let me put it this way. If the guy has left the bubble and you kill the last one in it, yes. But your opponent has to leave in order for that to be a factor. If he never entered and you kill the last opponent, you have to wait because he could still enter the bubble, if you get what I mean. I think Reese has got this. I think this goes to show that the 16 is way more fuel efficient than people think it is, as long as you treat her right. So they were playing fuel games for over 30 minutes. It's how long that fuel game went on. That's a long time. But Reese is going to close it out. Comes right in on center line. Vicious, no. It definitely did not help that they TK'd two of their own guys. That's definitely a problem. But Reese is able to put it down and close out the matchup, taking it 2-0 over Golden Crown. Get my face back in here. We're not going to stream tomorrow because I need some time to work on stuff with my house. We got some stuff going on this weekend. So the next stream will be Monday. I'm not sure who's going to be streamed, but next stream will be Monday at 1600 Zulu. So I will see all of you virtual Flyboy junkies back in here Monday, 1600 Zulu. Not sure who's going to be flying, but Saytel Action is going to be back on Monday. So we got 4 matches today. If you missed any of the matches this week, they will be on YouTube. I'm trying to get them condensed, or as condensed as possible as I can. But until Monday, guys, stay safe in those virtual skies, and I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.